mate. What you do?
What? I thought you said it was my turn to wear the shirt today.
No, I said I was going to be wearing it.
No, that was yesterday, but this is today. This is for the top 16. I thought I was wearing it today.
We will never speak of this.
Never.
Last time on Robot Rebellion, everyone had an axe to grind as Data Breach, Aggro Wobber, Attitude Adjuster and even Cormoran went all hammer time. The Seeds prevailed under new captaincy and the chameleonic Cormoran did enough to make the play-ins. Now, it's semi-finals time. This is the Robot Rebellion semi-finals. Tonight we see one half of the bracket, but two spaces remain. We now need to find out who is taking them in our first play-in. Second place is from the Heats, D, E and F. First from Heat D, Wheelie Big Lad, the number 5 seed, Alex Shakespeare's Thwack Vert, ready to do the overhead hits. They are hoping to take out number 12 seeds Chucky, who come from Heat E. This flipper looked strong but fell at the hands of the Unstoppable Force. Lastly, Luchador from Heat F. Jack Franklin's Grabber Lifter struggled in their heat with weapon malfunctions. Will they rear their head again here? Our first play-in rumble sees Wheelie Big Lad in the blue square take on Luchador in the red square and Chucky over by the pit button. These three all top contenders. Two of them are seeds.
Yes, we've got Chucky seeded 12th and Wheelie Big Lad seeded as high as 5th. So seeing them having to go through the plains is a bit of a surprise, actually, Jevon.
I agree. We shall see which one of them makes it through this. It's going to be a tough battle.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Wheelie Big Lad up to speed and trying to get around Chucky and Luchador, meanwhile, going for each other. That was a good hit on Luchador.
See, I thought the two lifters would try and team up together to take out the spinner first and then try and concentrate on one another. That seems like the best plan of action, but they just seem to want to fight anything that moves, which, hey, that's probably the dream of robot combat, actually, isn't it, Jevon?
I can actually see a little bit of tag teaming going on against Chucky, who is always a major contender in competitions. Though they're the 12th seed here, they stand a chance of winning any day of the week.
Luchador flicked over there by Chucky. Now, can it right itself? It's been propped up against the sidewall as well. Count has started. I think that's it for Luchador. It's going to be between these two now, Chucky and the number 5 seeds, Wheelie Big Lad.
That was a good hit on the back of Chucky as it flips it over. Aggressive move from Chucky, but it might have been detrimental to them. There's definitely some good cuts onto their prongs along the top of the lifter.
Yeah, and of course, well, the problem with a robot like Wheelie Big Lad, yes, it's made of ground clearance, but that means it's also very difficult to get a hold of, even with lifting forks like Chucky's.
I'm liking that tactic, though, of lifting the forks into the air and trying to push them around. It's good, energetic tactic. They are able to try and control the main body of the robot as opposed to just pushing on the wheels, which is very difficult on a very floppy-wheeled robot like.
Yes, definitely so, and nearly out the arena. Pit button press now,
Going down.
and you've got to think with the pit down, Chucky is the
Going
instant
down.
favourite in this fight simply because of the pushing power.
You'd think that, however, so many robots last year managed to accidentally go down the pit.
Just like
that, yeah, having pushed underneath Wheelie Big Lad, but that didn't happen. Chucky is through to the bracket.
Right, for that plane, that was quite an impressive fight. I thought that was a pretty good one, actually. We'll start with Luchador first. Jack, what went wrong?
I've been having weapon problems all weekend, and I've jerry-rigged something on here with the help of Shaky. He's lending me a servo and some bits, and it just failed, and so once I got stuck, I couldn't self-right, basically. It's just not the way you want to go, but it's the way it did go. So.
Alex, that was actually a pretty good run for you, I thought, before the inevitable pitting. But yeah, that was some nice control, some good aggression there.
Yeah, having a good tussle with two robots, and then a proper sort of one-on-one bit of control with Chucky at the end, and just got that little hit on the edge of the pit that dragged myself in, and that's that. But that's what Wheelie Big Lad likes to do.
That was quite an impressive performance, I must say.
Yeah, no, that was great. It's the sort of control issues I had at the start of the heat have sort of cleared up, and performing much better as a robot. But yeah.
And then a pretty textbook performance from Chucky as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that Luchador wasn't really in its full form, because I think it would have been a much different fight if it had been. But it worked out okay in the end, I think. So I think, unfortunately, Shaky managed to throw himself in the pit. I'm not very good at putting people in the pit. I tend to do it, if I get too close to it, I tend to have a bit of a gravity into it myself. So I was keeping it away, and fortunately, it ended up on my side. So yeah, I'm pleased with that.
So the damage on the top, is that superficial? I mean, I know you haven't had a chance to get it open yet, but...
Yeah, it's superficial, but nothing's really done that much damage to the lid of Chucky. It's full thickness HDPE, so it's a pretty potent weapon on the back of that.
Well, good stuff all round. I'm sorry, Jack. Sorry, Alex, but very good performance.
One spot filled for tonight, one more to go. Our second play-in match sees the number 1 overall seeds for the competition, Gizmo, the reigning champions, play out against Toucan and EMP. Gizmo plus 2 seeds makes 3. Gizmo, as I said, they are the overall reigning champion and in a spot of bother, looking to win here, sending them through to the bracket. Toucan, meanwhile, the number 9 seeds, Martin Christopher's Suplex, struggled with Frenzy in their heat, but managed to throw everybody else all around the arena. Can they do the same? EMP, the number 8 seeds, the Flipper from Felix Townsend, looked strong, but after drive issues in Fight 1, had to crawl back into this.
So, being loaded into the arena right now, number 1 seed and reigning champion Gizmo. The fact that they're having to go through the play-ins is another huge surprise so far of this series. We've also got a fellow seeded machine, Toucan, and another fellow seeded machine, I believe, in ENP. So this is a battle of the seeds, which is a bit of a surprise because they were all meant to do really well and go through to the top 16, no problem, but there we go.
We are going to lose 2 here. Only 1 can progress from this round to the bracket.
Only 1 may progress.
EMP in the red square, Gizmo in the blue, Toucan by the pit button. It's all to play for.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Gizmo, the only spinner in this fight. You'll want to think that they are going to be the ones they would want to be going for, but Toucan overturned there, and EMP also with a barrage of attacks from Gizmo.
Yeah, again, I was almost certain the two lifters would sort of team up together, but they seem to be having more fun fighting each other. Neither of them seems to want to have anything to do with Gizmo. Oh, and it's easy to see why. Huge hit there to Toucan.
Has lost a weapon belt, but that is kind of wrapped up around Gizmo for a second there. And now Toucan underneath with a great throw on Gizmo. The number 1 seed's in trouble.
Good self-righting there by Gizmo, and a huge hit there. One of Toucan's forks has gone flying now. Up and over goes Gizmo again.
Oh, great suplex.
Good suplex. ENP, I thought was going to hit the pit release button.
And again, landing on top of Gizmo, the pit button pressed.
Going down.
Gizmo in all kinds of problems here. They keep getting chucked around by both these two machines, but now they keep getting those good hits in, though, and doing damage.
One of the forks on Toucan is now propped up and very nearly flew over to the pit there, did Toucan.
I wonder if Toucan's lifter works better as a self-righting mechanism now.
Who knows? It doesn't work very well as a lifter, and he's managed to beach himself on his own fork.
That was one of the worst things that could have possibly happened. ENP seems to have stopped as well. The count has started, and I think that is a Gizmo win surely here.
It is very, very close. The count out is nearly done. Gizmo is going through. Well, a very good battle, that one. The two lifters, they didn't focus on Gizmo. They didn't treat it as the major threat. Everyone in there was a threat, and I like that.
Okay, we are here with the 3 robots from our second play-in for the top 16. We have Gizmo, EMP, and Toucan. 3 very unique robots, but only really one winner at the end of it, and it was our current champion, Gizmo.
I felt a bit skin in my teeth, really, because I was very worried about being able to kind of get underneath and control these two guys, because they've got brilliant drivetrains, brilliant drivers, and robots that just will not die. So I made the mistake in my previous three-way melee of just driving too much, so I was a little bit more boring in this fight and held back where I could. I'm starting to learn how to drive this version of Gizmo as well, where it flips itself over with the gyro effect a lot more than a previous version because the wheels are exposed, so they grip up when it's kind of gyroing. But therefore, it means I can self-right it quite controllably. Now I'm learning how. So I was able to do that a few times in a fight too. So it's cagey, but I'm just relieved and still shaky to get through. But yeah.
Okay, we'll go up to Felix with EMP. Unfortunately, the first one of the three to fall in the melee. How did that match go for you, and what eventually led to your downfall?
It was a good match, really enjoyed it. Yeah, just lost the wheel in the end, so probably could have twitched it around more, but I don't think there was much point, so yeah, called it.
No worries. And then we have Martin with Toucan. Doing well. You both decided to fight each other rather than the very nasty spinner.
Ganging up on people's not cool. Like if I was in that position and two people just ganged up on me, I'd feel pretty crap about it. It's not fun. And fighting Felix is good, fighting Ellis is good.
I was moaning about that in the pub last night, saying you're just going to gang up on me, so I think you took it to heart, and I appreciate that.
But no, you got to have a good fight. It was a great fight. I felt it's a fight I've lost. Bolt sheared off in the same place as did it yesterday. So, I've got something to fix, but it was good fun. And we've got plenty more fun to have today.
So, commiserations for EMP and Toucan. Hopefully we'll see you in some whiteboards or future events later on today. Gizmo marching on to the top 16. Now we ask, will it go all the way to a second championship win?
You just got to go fight by fight. My first step is go charge a battery, because I didn't prepare for winning that one. So, going to go charge a battery, check it over. And yeah, we'll just see. I don't know who I'm fighting now, so we can figure that out and see how it goes.
All right then, thank you very much, gentlemen. Good luck in the competitions later on.
Well, everybody will be worried about that. Where do they place? Let's take a look at the bracket. Chucky will be taking on Impulse in our first fight in just a moment. Frenzy will take on Propane after that, then Sprocket, Raccoon and Unstoppable Force. And finally, Icebreaker versus Gizmo. Two huge names in the competition will battle it out for a place in the round of 8. First, though, to the top of our side of bracket tonight, Chucky, the number 12 seed, having just played in, now face off against fellow lifter Impulse. These two robots are fast, frenetic and fun. Two flippers doing very different things. The front hinge of Impulse against the rear hinge of Chucky. Which will come out the superior? We shall find out as we kick things off in the round of 16. The semi-finals start proper right now.
In the box for our first battle in the round of 16, we have Chucky over in the red square. The lifter bot takes on Impulse, the front hinge forky flipper, in the blue. Impulse defeated Gizmo, the number 1 seed, to get to this spot. This is to go on to the round of 8.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, begin.
So a bit of a sportsman battle this one. Two lifting robots and a great lift to start off by Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky used Impulse's forks to his advantage there. Knew it would get stuck in there and overthrew it. It was a lovely suplex.
Impulse, however, good reply, managed to get round to the sides and underneath. Chucky driving him all around the arena and having a go at the little mini-bot as well in the process, while Chucky wonders what just hit them.
Yeah, Impulse, it might be the smaller of these pursuit machines, but it is very compact, very sturdily built, and very, very quick. But both machines are well driven, and they've both got good lifting devices. This is a really good fight hotting up here already.
The arena button has been pressed, and you've got to think somebody might well end up heading down there. The pace of these two robots means that they are a little bit hard to control at times. You have to keep up with the pace of your own robots. But Impulse is thrown asunder, and Chucky will be going on in the competition.
Yeah, that was a good drive there by Chucky. They turned around, scooped it upside on, and shunted it into the abyss.
That front scoop on Chucky, purpose designed to just get a grip of the opponent, just make sure it has nowhere to go. And at that point, it was all over for Impulse.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You've had such a good run this weekend. What happened?
Just drove in the pit, I think. I can't remember if he got me in, if I drove in. It's how it goes.
Chucky is an incredibly well-driven robot as well. You're obviously got a very fast robot. There was a lot of back and forth with that. How do you tackle like such a wide robot when you've got something as quick and speedy as this?
Yeah, it's got quite long forks and it's, as you said, quite wide. So all you can do is just try and get around the sides, and that's easier said than done. We did manage to do it a couple of times, but couldn't do it throughout the entirety of the fight. So that's the way it goes.
Hard luck. You've had a very good weekend. Amazing robot. I want to see you come back and go further next time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, there ends the path for Impulse. Frenzy is next up to the arena. The egg beater of Ari is returning here. Its speed and power was dominant in Heat B, but they are up against somebody equally powerful in Propane. Another egg beater, Andy Russell, brings this fast and agile robot to the competition. So what happens when the UK arena goes all NHRL? It's egg beater versus egg beater. And it's happening right now.
In the arena for our next round of 16 battle, it's a battle of the egg beaters, as Frenzy in the red square will take on Propane in the blue. This is going to be an awesome battle. Two very dominant egg beater weapons. They have done very, very well. I believe both undefeated up to this point.
Yeah, both undefeated and both unseeded as well. So not only is a spot in the next round of the grabs here, but also some bragging rights as well.
3, 2, 1, begin.
All these egg beaters, I think we're going to whip up an omelette, and it was a good rush from Frenzy and a great hit on Propane, who goes flying.
Yeah, that was a very, very good hit there from Frenzy early on, but Frenzy now being sent back into the air courtesy of Propane.
There is the reply from Frenzy, who goes flying as well.
Robots and bits and pieces flying all over the arena. You can see why we have to worry about health and safety at these events, and nearly out the arena there. Oh!
Great hits, both go flying, and both robots still in this. The power of these robots and their durability is incredible, but I can see bits coming off of Propane now. The pit button has been pressed.
That might be a difference maker here. Both these machines, they are sending each other flying, and one might land in the pit.
Oh, it's Propane who falls first. Propane hits the bottom of the pit, and it's Frenzy who will move on in the competition. Incredible smother tactics from Frenzy. Propane, one of the favourites from the competition, falls at the round of 16. They've done so well up to this point, and just were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay, we are here with an amazing battle between two egg beaters there. We have Propane and we have Frenzy. Talk us through the fight, Propane, how that went for you.
Close to a heart attack, I think. It was very, it was just very tense the whole time. It was so fast-paced, but yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. Obviously, I lost. It was a fairly frustrating way in the end, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
And how did the fight go on your end?
Oh, better. I mean, in terms of the result, maybe not so much in terms of damage. But, I mean, I don't even know who opened the pit.
I think it was me. I don't know why.
Well, we'll get to the pit in a moment. Let's talk about the damage. First off, with Propane, you definitely concentrated damage on the front end here.
Yeah, I mean, I expected that. That's what we use. It's soft plastic material. So this is all just very disposable stuff. Some interesting bits, like there's a magnet stuck to the beater itself, which is quite funny. That could have probably imbalanced the beater somewhat. But, yeah, overall, not too bad, except for that.
But in terms of damage, and I think you've got away with this lucky, please show the people some of the damage that's on Frenzy.
Yeah, no, I've definitely gotten lucky to win that one, because on the underside of the robot, the base plate is in tatters. You can see there's a drive motor exposed underneath, and you can even see the battery through the base plate as well. So, but I've lost 3 of my 4 magnets that I've got to replace now. One of them ending up on his beater. But yeah, and I've got to patch it up. Thankfully, my next fight's not a spinner, so there's no risk of further damage yet. But if I go through that, probably will be. So I'll have to patch it up.
Yes, definitely. It was an incredible fight between you two with such a nail-biting finale. Unfortunately, for Propane, it is you out of the competition, but Frenzy marches on.
Yeah, it was a good one. A good way to go out.
I'm ecstatic. It was a great fight. Win or lose, I would have been happy with that fight. Back and forth, absolutely fantastic. Loved it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Our top quadrant of the bracket complete there, as Chucky and Frenzy will face off in a few weeks' time in our final 8. We shall see them in that episode. Unlucky for Impulse and Propane, who fall at this point, but the excitement is just rising as Icebreaker and Gizmo will be our final battle tonight. I'm looking forward to that one. But before it, Sprocket Raccoon, Mark Smith's 2-stage lifter. 5 years of evolution and indeed frustration have got him through to the round of 16 in this year's competition. Can he go any further? He is up against Unstoppable Force, who was just that in the heat when undefeated in battle. Can they keep the streak alive, or will the raccoon take them out? Let's find out.
In the box, another big hitter here. Unstoppable Force, the egg beater, another one. Very sort of Minotaur-esque for those that have watched BattleBots. Sprocket Raccoon, meanwhile, more Sewer Snake-esque for those who really know their apples. It's a 2-part lifter. It lifts at the front, it lifts at the top. It is ready to go back into the box here to fight Unstoppable Force. This for a place in the round of 8.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Quick across the box, but straight over is Sprocket Raccoon. Unstoppable Force, a very powerful machine, and spiraling through the air.
Tell you what, I haven't seen many raccoons go flying in my time, but this is definitely one of them at the moment. Unstoppable Force, that weapon there, yes, it may gyro, but it is very, very dangerous. Sprocket Raccoon, though, is a much more controlled machine, and using its lifter and its wedge to good advantage there, sorry.
Yeah, getting all over Unstoppable Force. They don't like that much. They like to get up to speed to be able to get that weapon to fully engage. And now Sprocket's wedge looking a little bit battered, and their front wedges, the little wedgelets, have been lifted off the robot, completely broken, and now it's advantage Unstoppable Force, you've got to think.
Yeah, definitely so, but don't count out Sprocket Raccoon just yet as it goes flying through the air again. It is a very well-driven robot. It is a tank of a machine that can take the big hits, and it has got the pit on its side now, surely. And with a good bit of driving, they could very well have Unstoppable Force down into the abyss.
Oh, very close there. A wheel hung over the edge. I thought I saw Sprocket Raccoon still in this battle.
What a battle this has been so far. It has been so back and forth. Both machines getting one-ups on another. Oh, Sprocket Raccoon close to the pit as well there. Now having its underside ground into before slamming Unstoppable Force into the side wall.
This is a great back and forth battle. Sprocket Raccoon, you'd have thought, would have been out of it, all the spiraling it did early on, but now it's coming back strong in this battle. However, I think its drive is struggling just a little bit. If it can get one good push here, it could be all over. But he makes the gyro round the pit. Incredible control.
Defying the laws of physics as we know it. This has been one of the best fights so far of the tournament. Can Sprocket Raccoon get another good drive in here?
We're into the last 10 seconds.
5.
Very, very good fight. Very close, nerve-wracking action right to the very
end. And that is ceased. Very close to going out of the arena, but it goes to the judges. What a fight.
A standing ovation there.
That was robot royalty you have just witnessed. One of the best fights I've witnessed all weekend.
I need a shower now after that. Jeez.
We've had a few bangers this weekend, and that is definitely up there.
I nearly burst a vessel.
A reminder of our judges then. Ryan Bratley, our head judge. Sam Gadd in the middle there, and Gareth Anstey at the end. They are judging on a 3-category criteria: weapon effectiveness, control, and aggression. The judges are going to inspect both of the robots to see what is functional, what is not, what the damage is. I think we are approaching a judge's decision. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats.
We have indeed made a decision. It was incredibly close. 2 judges had to go down to tiebreaker points. Their cards were completely tied. 1 judge had a slightly more definitive result. For as close as it was a unanimous decision in favor of Sprocket Raccoon.
Well done to Sprocket Raccoon. He's taken out one of the favourites of the weekend. Unstoppable Force falls at the round of 16.
Right, that was one of the most exciting fights of the weekend, I think. That could have gone either way. It went to you, Mark. I'm going to let you talk us through what happened there.
I think that's the best we've ever seen Sprocket Raccoon fight in any fight. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits that it came through in the end, went the full distance. I wanted to go the distance. He's got such a powerful weapon. He won all 3 of his fights in the heat and stuff, so I wasn't sure how that was going to play out, but it's taken quite a lot of damage, but it's only cosmetic. I've got spare parts, I've got spare tails, spare bars. Thankfully, it's still working just fine. I'm amazed that it came through in the end.
I mean, you are notorious for building very fast, very tanky robots, and that kind of proved it there, right there. Corbin, I wouldn't be disappointed with your performance this weekend. You've done incredibly well. To go out against Mark is actually very commendable. What do you want to say about that fight?
Other than it's an incredibly well-built bot, I obviously haven't been able to break anything from it. There might have been like some damaged things that obviously that might have been brushed off as someone else or something like that. But other than the fact you survived, you're strong enough. Yeah. Later in the fight, I was managing to just get sort of less hits off. Yeah. Somehow, I think the floor was causing me to lose some bite and engagement in it. And obviously, there were a few moments where I gyroed around the pit because of you and stuff like that. So you do deserve the win in some.
Right, I'm going to let you both go and debrief. Do you want to say anything else?
Sprocket got to the round of 16 3 years ago. I was hoping to get that far. I've gone a step further. Well, we'll see just how much further we can go, but it's going to be either Gizmo or Icebreaker.
Yeah.
But if I could withstand him, who knows? We'll see.
Well, good luck, Mark. Very good fight. I'd be proud of that either way. But good job, guys.
That was awesome. Our final battle of the night sees the number 4 seeds Icebreaker take on the number 1 overall seeds and reigning champions Gizmo. This is going to be a hell of a battle. 2 big vertical spinners, both former champions. One of them will move on to the round of 8. The other will be knocked out of the competition at this stage. It's all to play for. It's our final fight of the night. Let's join them in the arena.
In the arena for our next round of 16 match. This is going to be a huge battle between 2 of the robots that could win the whole thing. Of course, one of them could well not here. This is a battle between Gizmo and Icebreaker, 2 champions in their own right in other competitions. Gizmo, the reigning champion of Robot Rebellion. Gizmo's in the red, Icebreaker's in the blue.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Up to speed are the 2 spinners, and jockeying for position, the forks lock in the middle, and no contact with those spinners has yet been made.
A little bit of a grinding sound there, a little bit of contact. Gizmo now upside down, and Icebreaker will be looking to take advantage of that, but now righted. The reigning champions are on the ropes there, but a big hit on Icebreaker.
And it's all over! Icebreaker out of the arena, and Gizmo, the reigning champion, continues on in the competition.
Proving why it is our number 1 seed.
I'll tell you what, Sprocket Raccoon have just had an awfully difficult battle, and they're going to have to fight Gizmo next.
Okay, we are here with the round of 16 playoff, which was Gizmo versus Icebreaker. A thrilling match. It had to end, unfortunately. We're bounced out into the out of the arena zone for Icebreaker. So, Icebreaker there, would you like to talk about how the fight went for you, unfortunately?
I think it was equal at the start. You know, we locked horns. I didn't take advantage enough when Gizmo was upside down, so I think that was my issue there. And then, obviously, punted into the outer zone. So.
And Gizmo there, right at the beginning of the match, you were both deadlocked together. Is that a design flaw or design choice?
That is the result of the fork game. So I spent about half an hour before this fight trying to figure out what forks to put on the front to counter the long TPU ones that Icebreaker has, and I determined long is better because whilst you quite often get that kind of lock horns effect where the 2 can't hit each other, I'd rather have that and get hit by that thing. So the choice was I'd rather lock horns and then try and get around the side. But I mean, it's such a complete, bucket of frogs type fight where I was upside down, you hit me pretty square on the side armor, and that could have been a lot worse. And it ended up being Icebreaker going out of the arena. But that's the 5th time we fought. If every single competition I've brought Gizmo to, ever, we've ended up fighting. It's just a bit rubbish that it has to be in the top 16 because it would be nice for both of us to go a bit further forward. But
Unfortunately, it had to go one way. Commiserations to Icebreaker. Gizmo marches on in the tournament. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
And that is all she wrote for tonight's competition. Sprocket Raccoon and Gizmo joined Chucky and Frenzy in the round of 8. We shall see them in 2 episodes' time for the grand finals. Next time we see the right-hand side of the bracket. It'll be very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Until then, from Anderson Hill, Jimmy Cottam and Ty Daly, I've been Jevon Woodrow. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.